Sí, muy buenas noches, profesor. Estamos acá cumpliendo con el reto semana número 7. Un artículo de la revista Harvard Business Review. El artículo se llama Research: How Some Companies Avoid Accusations of Greenwashing. Sustainability has rapidly become an indispensable part of corporate governance. But as companies commit to green practices, a worrying trend is also surfacing. Is also surfacing. Some corporations are painting themselves as green while failing to act their claims with the concrete actions. Numerous examples about the UK Advertisement Standard Authority (ASA) has recently banned a number of ads from prominent uh, companies, including HSBC, for being misleading about efforts to tackle climate change. The ASA also banned the ads of Reynard of the company's unsustainable claim of being Europe's lowest emission airline. In addition to regulators, companies that project an unsustainable, unsustained green image are also being called out by investors and customers who may punish such greenwashing through penalties, divestment, boycotts, or even protests. Yet, our recent research suggests that some companies may be engaging in similar behaviors while escaping to a certain degree scrutiny and sanctions. We found that a certain type of firms, specifically a firm that sits atop of what is known as a business group, BG, seem to largely avoid security for greenwashing. BGs are prevalent yet understood entities across the globe in both developing and developed economies, accounting for much, if not the majority, of economic activity in countries as varied as India, Korea, Turkey, and Chile. Each BG is essentially a web of affiliate companies that typically span multiple industries, share resources, and are interconnected through both equity holdings and social ties. The firms in a BG are typically coordinated by a core of apex firm that is open to the top corporate owners. Our research reveals a curious dynamic within these arrangements. We found that Apex firms are able to report on the sustainability efforts of the lowest tiers affiliates for free, i.e., without sustaining them with their own actions. And they can do this without incurring in greenwashing label. The shed light on this phenomenon was analyzing data from 5,050 publicity listed companies that are members of BGs across 35 different countries. Specifically, we obtained environmental, social and governance data from Refinitiv, uh, which measures which measures each company's ESG performance related to its industry peers, relying on company reporting information. We use it to uh, distinguish between companies' sustainability actions, i.e., those related to socially responsible policies and programs, and symbolic one, i.e., reporting claims and disclosures. The gap between those two sets of actions was our measure of the extent which companies the couple took from action. We found that Apex firms engaged in few substantive sustainability actions despite communicating sustainability at similar levels of their lowest tier affiliates. Put differently, these firms systematically advertised more than more that they actually did related to the group members. Adding another layer to this dynamic, we observe that Apex firms sharing a brand name with their affiliates engaged in even fewer sustainability actions compared to Apex firms that did not have a shared name. Unfortunately, the equity markets appear to extend some tolerance towards this particular type of greenwashing by Apex firms compared to their lower tier affiliates. What explains this discrepancy? It's possible that what might be perceived as a balanced greenwashing elsewhere could be interpreted as a legitimate division of the labor of the unique BG ecosystem. Apex firms, using their influential role and symbolic power, can act as communicators that amplify the group's overall sustainability initiatives. Lower tier affiliates, in contrast, take on the role of implementers sustainability implementing these initiatives. This may provide short-term advantage to Apple firms who essentially attempt to free ride on the global sustainability movement. However, it's vital to recognize that the market's tolerance for Apex firms apparent greasewashing does not absolutely that does not absolve them from their responsibilities. Eventually, greenwashing may severely damage long-term reputation and erode stakeholder trust. Leaders should seize upon this understanding as an opportunity to bolster their sustainability practice and reporting. Indeed, our study has important implications for managers, not just within BGs but more broadly uh, within firms that are affiliated to the others, e.g., Troll Alliance and joint ventures. Be honest about sustainability efforts. Overstanding sustainability efforts can severely backfire if a gap between rhetoric and realism is exposed, like the way in which one affiliate's god's reputation reflects we well upon the whole group, so would a greenwashing scandal reflects poorly beyond the affected affiliate. Leaders should therefore ensure that public communications Absolute sustainability accurately reflect the group's actual practices. They should report on and reflect the potential discrepancies between sustainability actions and communications. Additionally, establishing a comprehensive monitoring through external assurance service can promote transparency and accountability, reducing to the chance of perceived greenwashing. Motivate sustainability among affiliated firms through a shared identity. Leaders of upper firms should not solely rely on their coordinations. Abilities within the group of ward of perceptions of greenwashing. They also benefit from being the source of a group identity that includes core values and principles that can should be used to mobilize group members toward achieving a long-term sustainability. In fact, many villages do this through appeals to their story. For instance, Japan's Sumitomo Group builds upon its 400 years old founded principles, the Sumitomo Sprint, about mutual prosperity and respect for the publicity good to motivate its sustainability efforts. Share sustainability best practice and talents. Managers at Apex firms should not only report on the sustainability efforts carried out by other affiliates, but also diffuse them across their group affiliates. Managers at Apex firms should not only report on the sustainability efforts carried out by other affiliates, but also diffuse them across the group affiliates. Managers can leverage the well-developed internal HR networks within BGs to recruit personnel adept at corporate sustainability practice or develop teams that can identify and diffuse sustainability actions through the group. One example of this is the Data Sustainability Group, DSG, a team of the Apex firms, the Data Zone that is the mission to guide, support, and provide true leadership to all Tata Group companies in embedding sustainability in their business strategies. In other words, extending the communication role of Apex firms toward internal stakeholders and can help develop group-wide substantive sustainability strategies. Be mindful of involving stakeholder expectations. The business world is rapidly shifting, and stakeholders' expectations for sustainability are not exceptions. Ignoring this evolution can strain relationship with essential stakeholders, including customers, employees, and investors. Leaders should strive to stay in the tune with their expectations and make sure their commitment to sustainability is transparent and genuine. In the end of pursuit of sustainability is not a marketing gimmick but a common term that demands substantive long-term actions. A strong group identity may provide some protection for apex firms with beaches, but beneath it, the audience The stakeholders and indeed the world are demanding substantive, not just symbolic actions, particularly in the context of BGS and similar organizational setups, and reputational damage is likely to spill over the entire group of firms, severely damaging the entire organizational ecosystem. Therefore, over the long run, companies will consistently benefit only through a sincere commitment to sustainable practices. Listo, profe. En este artículo del Harvard Business Review están hablando de un fenómeno que ellos denominan como el greenwashing, y que es como una forma o una pantalla que tienen algunas firmas, algunas empresas, y más allá de ser empresas, algunos grupos empresariales, como para tener una buena imagen y decir que son amigables con el ambiente, pero que en realidad esto que ellos dicen se queda, digamos, como en el papel y no toman acciones concretas, y en realidad pues como contra el cambio climático, que, que más allá de lo que ellos digan, digamos, todo esto tiene un marco legal, y más allá del marco legal debe tener una tolerancia mínima en el entorno empresarial. Entonces habla que grupos grandes pues, internacionales, grupos empresariales que básicamente tienen, digamos, como una empresa líder, y alrededor de la empresa se van agregando otra cantidad de empresas que intercambian, digamos, capitales, intercambian mercancías, y hacen unos enlaces pues muy sólidos en cuanto a lo económico. Se valen pues como todas estas empresas de esas imágenes de que son algo así como unas empresas verdes, unas empresas que ayudan al medio ambiente, y no lo son. Entonces acá también mencionan el hecho de que compañías pues ¿cómo se dice? Que están en la bolsa de valores, eh, que se sabe que son compañías que no cumplen con estos requisitos, pero que tratan de dar esa imagen. Entonces en la bolsa de valores hay una tolerancia con estas empresas, y sobre todo si son empresas pues como grandes, porque eh, desafortunadamente la gente pues y más digamos en este entorno de la bolsa de valores, se trata pues como más de vender y no de digamos o sea, está por encima de muchos valores el vender, digamos, las acciones. Entonces dice que se deben tomar acciones pues contra estas empresas. Habla pues de una entidad que hace algunas investigaciones y encuentra que en 500, investigó pues 515 compañías, y se da cuenta que pues compañías que están en 35 diferentes países, y se da cuenta que son muchas pues las que no cumplen con esto. Entonces dice que se debe tomar acciones, y en el entorno empresarial debe haber cero tolerancia pues con este tipo de prácticas.